Hey everyone, my name is Noel Bressler. I'm a 3-star qualifying Team Beachbody coach, and I just felt prompted to make a video for you today answering the question, is Beachbody a scam? I think we all know the answer here, or else I wouldn't be making this video as a Beachbody coach. But I had a sort of hateful mean-spirited comment left on one of my ads today, and it just came from a woman who, upon reading my advertisement, upon reading my the words that I put together to reach the type of people that I want to work with, people who were like me, who would, stay-at-home moms who maybe just want more in their lives. And I'm not saying that being, a stay-at-home mom isn't good enough, because there are some stay-at-home moms who just completely rock it out, and that is their calling in life, and that is their purpose, and they love it, and they do so phenomenal at it. I would never ask them to do anything more than what they're doing. But for me, I always knew that being a stay-at-home mom wasn't necessarily my calling. It wasn't what I envisioned for my life. It wasn't what I wanted to do. And so as a result, I'm thinking, maybe if I felt that way, maybe there's other women out there who feel the same way. And I've built a team designed around the concept that there are women out there who want more for their lives than just the roles that they fulfill as wife and mother. And they want to add to their family's finances. They want to create financial freedom for their families so that they can do more, live more, create more memories, whether it's vacations or just taking the stress and the pressure off with debt building up, whatever it is. Our team is created with women, with mothers, with wives who just wanted to do a little bit more, or wanted to do something a little bit different than the typical stay-at-home mom status. And again, I'm not saying being a stay-at-home mom is a bad thing. In fact, it was a luxury for me, because I was a working woman before I got pregnant. And once I got pregnant, I knew that I didn't want to be told that I had to leave my baby, that I had to go and clock into work, and that I couldn't be the person raising my child. So I get, being a stay-at-home mom, I think is such a luxury, and I would never take that for granted. But at the same time, I was just looking for something that was more mentally challenging, something that was more stimulating, and something that kind of utilized my gifts with writing and speaking to people and motivating and inspiring. And I found that through Beachbody. So those are the women that I'm looking for. Those are the women that I'm speaking to. When you see my ads running from Third Day Hair, which is my blog and my like page on Facebook, those are the women that I speak to, and I try to be very clear about that in my ads, that I'm looking for those type of women. However, I struck a chord with somebody today who didn't like my wording, who didn't like my message, or misconstrued my message to the point where it seemed offensive to her. I know from a personal standpoint that when people respond negatively, or they go out of their way to try to hurt somebody or cut somebody down or make somebody feel bad, it's coming from a place of hurt. Pain begets pain. Nobody who's a happy, fulfilled person would even take the time to try to cut somebody down. So on that level, I know this person is hurting, and I'm trying to be very graceful and give them, grace, really. Just give them that out, because I know they must be hurting, and I hold no resentment or ill feelings towards this person. But it did prompt something in my mind, because she read my ad and immediately saw it as a scam, and it triggered something in my own mind, because that is exactly how I first looked at Beachbody. I thought that there was no way that people were successful, and if there was a way that people were successful, it wasn't somebody like me. It wasn't just a stay-at-home mom who didn't have any real formal training in business building. I went to a 2-year college for 3 years and still didn't get a degree. So there's really nothing about my background that says I should have been successful in business. Not to mention, I was dealing with social anxiety at the time. I'm a super introvert. There just wasn't a lot say about me and about, written on paper. My resume, if you will, didn't look good for how successful I could be in this business. But the great thing about this business is that it's a business of second chances. It's a business where you don't have to come into it with experience, with expertise, with knowing what the heck you're doing, because there's all the training and the guidance and the support that you need to figure it out along the way, which is exactly what I did. So is it a scam? Well, when I started this business, I was very unhealthy. I was eating fast food multiple times a week. I was drinking more than I should. I put on a lot of weight just from my bad, unhealthy habits. And through the Beachbody programs that I tried, I started with 21 Day Fix. I ended up losing like 15 or 16 of those like just icky pounds. And feeling really good about myself and the way that I looked and the way that I fit in my clothes. I also ran a sort of fashion blog when I first started, and I was getting to the point where I didn't like fit into my clothing, and I didn't like being in front of the camera because I wasn't happy with the way that I looked. I didn't feel good about myself, and it was tearing me down on so many levels, my confidence, my self-esteem, the jealousy that I would have and bring into my marriage because I just felt so bad about who I was. And through these programs, through not just losing weight, but getting through from point A to B and pushing through times when I didn't think that I could push through, I became so empowered and so confident and self-assured, and it just completely changed how I carried myself and how I interacted with the people around me. On top of just that little weight loss story, because it's not a grand weight loss story, it's just your typical carrying around extra 10, 15 pounds or whatever. I was socially anxious when I started. I was on anxiety medication. I had dealt with anxiety pretty much in my entire adult life and not really realized it. But what had happened was that I was misusing alcohol. I would be that person in college who would get drunk before I went to a party in order to have the guts to actually go to a party and talk to people. And by misidentifying who I was, by not acknowledging that and honoring the fact that I was struggling with social anxiety, I just found myself falling further and further into these bad habits, into ways to devalue myself. And once I started with Beachbody, I started reading personal development, and to this day, over 2 years later, almost 2.5 years, I still make it a point to read for at least 30 minutes a day personal development, like the woo-foo books that you see at the library. Who goes to the library anymore? I take my daughter, but I'm pretty sure I'm the only one. But the books that you see at like Barnes & Noble, that aisle, that self-help aisle that you try to avoid, or if you do want to go in there, you don't want to be seen there, that is my favorite place in the whole world. And through those books and through actually just being in a community of inspiring, motivated, encouraging, positive, like love-filled women, I was able to overcome that social anxiety. And that has been the biggest change and the most like proof of my success to date, is that I'm no longer that person who is cowering around other people. I had this inadequacy, I don't even know how to say that word, issue. And I would constantly compare myself to other people, and I would never compare. I would always fall short. And it just, again, something that would deplete and take away my inner mean girl voice, like the things that I said to myself. And I still struggle with this, guys. I'm not perfect. This isn't something that I've completely like gotten out of my life, but it's something I've gotten a handle on. And this inner mean girl that was just tearing me down and ripping me apart and destroying who I was and who I was made to be and my God-given purpose on this earth, no longer has that power over me. I no longer identify as socially anxious. I'm no longer on anxiety medication. And I'm not going to attribute the programs per se that Beachbody puts out to that kind of change, but the culture that Beachbody stands for, that improving yourself, being a light for other people, inspiring other people through changing your own life. I mean, what it boils down to, what this company boils down to, is that you can't be successful in this business if you don't change. If you don't strive to be better, if you don't improve your mindset and improve your health and just the way that you carry yourself and the way that you feel and act towards other people, if you don't improve that, you won't be successful in this. And so hearing somebody call what I love a scam, like, really hit my heart, because I'm like, this person clearly just doesn't understand what Beachbody is all about. And I'm the first person to attest that Beachbody, the name itself, is kind of might be off-putting, because you think, well, I don't have a Beachbody, so I'm out. Well, guess what? 2.5 years later, I don't have six-pack abs. I don't have thighs that don't touch. I'm still a normal person, and it's not like I'm going to be rocking a bikini contest anytime soon. I'm just living healthy. I'm just doing what I can do every day to be healthier, to be happier, and to be more fulfilled, and to help other women achieve those same things. I know what it's like to have no confidence, to feel so poor about yourself, to not even want to go out and hang out with other people because you don't like who you are. I know what that feels like, and it's my mission to now help other women overcome that. Beachbody is just the vehicle in which I'm able to reach hundreds of women to help them overcome the problems that they already have. I'm not going out there looking for people to buy the stuff that I want to sell. I don't care about the commission, and that's the truth. I don't care about the commission. My paycheck comes from my team's success, and the more that I help somebody succeed in this business, the more financial freedom they're having, the more health success they're having, the more empowerment, confidence success that they're having. And I don't feel icky whatsoever saying that that's where my money comes from. The better my teammates live, and the happier that they become, and the more empowered and fulfilled that they become, the better I do. And in turn, they're helping other people. They can't be growing and doing well for themselves if they're not helping other people and other women do better for themselves. It is such a brilliant setup, and everybody wants to look at it and say, like, it's this pyramid scheme. But in the grand, scheme of things, for lack of a better word, everything is kind of a pyramid. I mean, you look at a normal corporate business, you have your CEO, you have a couple supervisors, you have few managers, and then you have the brunt of the doing the work employees. And that's kind of a pyramid, guys. So the setup itself shouldn't scare you away. If that's what's scaring you, you need to nix it. Because even like in the military, I mean, you have your chief, your master chief, and then you have a few chiefs below him, and then you have petty officers, and everything is a pyramid. So get over that ASAP. But I kind of went a little off track here, which I do. The other thing that I wanted to point out why Beachbody isn't a scam is because I am growing my income. I am contributing to my family's finances. I will be able to support my family when my husband detaches from the military and is looking for a new job. If he shouldn't have one lined up before he detaches, which I'm sure he will, but if he didn't, I have the security in knowing that I could cover the bills for a while. Like the income that I'm bringing in now after 2 years, I'm bringing in steady 4 figures a week. I could cover our bills while my husband searches for something that he wants to do, that he feels passionate about, not something that he feels like he has to do to get his family, keep his family afloat or whatever, but something that he wants to do, something that he would feel good about. And knowing that I'm doing something that benefits my family, knowing that I'm doing something that takes the financial burden and the stress off, knowing that we don't really have to, count coins when we go grocery shopping, or if I feel like shopping, or, get my hair done. Bleach blonde hair is not cheap. So not having to make sure that I go to the hair salon on a payday, on my husband's payday, because the military set pay, is a big deal for me. I can schedule it any time of the month that I want because I know that I'm bringing in money for my family. So I've seen moms who have been working. I have a coach on the team who has, 4 children. She was working part-time. It drove her crazy. It broke her heart to have to leave her kids in the care of somebody else so that she could go to work and pay for that person to take care of her children. And within 6 months of coaching, she was able to retire herself and stay home with her kids. That's not a scam. That is somebody designing a life that they love, a life that they can feel passionate about. And I'm not saying everybody's going to come into this and be millionaires in a year or two. It's just not going to happen that way. But there are little things and little pieces of yourself that you can pick up and put back together because of the culture of this company, because of the opportunity this company provides, because there are ways for you to design your life and live healthier and happier. And yeah, it involves talking to other people. It involves creating and building a team of amazing women. But now I have 10 best friends or 20 best friends, 30 best friends. And we get together weekly on these Zoom calls, face to face. Zoom is like Skype. We get together and we just get to be best friends from afar. It is amazing. It is so great. I've never had a sisterhood where there wasn't drama. Like, I've been friends with girls and there's always been drama. And in this community, there's no drama. Everybody is just so encouraging of one another, lifting one another up. We have each other's backs. It's just a sisterhood unlike any. It's like a sorority without the drama and probably not as much alcohol. I say probably, we bring wine to our meetings sometimes, but I'm just saying there's not the drama that you see in typical girl hangout things. So my point is, bringing it back home here for you guys, is Beachbody a scam? No. Beachbody has changed my life. I've watched it change dozens of other women's lives. Do people start Beachbody and then not be successful with it? Yes, of course. People do a lot of things that aren't successful. A lot of people start training for marathons and then don't succeed or they don't finish. A lot of people, start jobs that they think that they're going to love and then they don't. They end up quitting or they end up looking for a new job because they don't actually love it. And I'm not saying that this is for everybody, but it is for somebody. It is for some people. It might be for you. My whole point is, this is a real opportunity, and it's up to you what you want to do with it. It's up to you to see how far that you'll take it. But can it be done? Is it done every day? Is it done by hundreds and thousands of people to success that I can't even comprehend right now? Yeah, it is. It is not a scam. And the people who say it's a scam and tear people down like that, they're confused. They don't know really what they're talking about. They don't really know about it. And they're scared. They have this fear of either not knowing what it is, so they immediately are skeptical of it, which was kind of what I was, or they're afraid that other people are going to succeed and they're just going to remain stuck and they're going to remain the same. And that is a real fear for people. And I see it all the time with new coaches when they start. Even family members will sometimes try to pull them back or convince them not to do something like this because they're afraid that this might not pan out for them and they're trying to keep them safe. But in doing so, you're tearing somebody down and taking away something that could potentially change their lives. So it breaks my heart when somebody takes their time out of their day to try to intentionally hurt or tear somebody down, especially somebody that they don't know, but maybe especially somebody that they do know and love. Because what they're doing is potentially robbing other people of an opportunity that would change their lives. So that's my take. Is Beachbody a scam? Absolutely freaking not. If you have any other questions, if you want me to elaborate on anything, feel free to leave some comments, or you can email me at noelbressler30@gmail.com. Or you can find me on Facebook. I'm super available. I love talking about this. Even if you come to me and you're like, I still kind of think it's a scam, I'd still would love to talk to you because I was there. I was that person. I didn't believe it would work for me until it did. So I hope that this helps alleviate some of your worry or concern if you're considering joining. And if you haven't considered it before, or you're looking for a team to join, I would love to chat with you about how you would fit in on Flexi Fit Club. I'll leave the application link in the description below this video. I'm not very up to date on YouTube lingo. And just go ahead and fill that out, and then there's no obligation. I'll just be able to contact you and give you some more information and we can get to know one another. So hope that helps. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.